Hi everyone, and welcome to our June meeting wrap-up. And we're here in front of the sports precinct in New Gisborne, where as part of last night's meeting of the budget, we've got the expanded stage 2 being approved, and that's via the external funding through our federal government of $15 million, with council's contribution as well. But we're really looking forward to that expansion next year. And I'm joined here today by Travis Harling.
Thank you, Mayor Bonanno.
Manager of Finance. Welcome.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's a bit chilly, but I
fresh.
see you there with the beanie, which is great. All rugged up and ready to go. So last night we had our ratings and revenue and rating plan endorsed and adopted, and also our budget. We might start with the revenue and rating plan, if you don't mind. Trav, maybe tell us a little bit about the rate capping and how that works.
Yeah, so all councils are required to have a revenue and rating plan now under the new Act, and really it sort of sets out our structure of fees and our differential rates for the next 4 years, really, the term of the current council. So yeah, that was adopted last night, and we were able to move forward now with that revenue and rating plan now being adopted.
Yeah, and a big part of it was no change, basically, to the differential rates. We felt that it was appropriate.
Yeah, we worked through a number of workshops with the councils with regards to the differential rates, and yeah, we didn't change them from our last plan, so that was good, and it was a little bit easier for officers to not have to update systems. So it all worked really well.
But it was fair and equitable, is what we found, which is great. So no change there. We did think about reviewing the agricultural side of things and primary producing, which is great. There'll be that sort of review happening. Vacant land as well. So that'll be really good to have that review, just to make sure that things are still where they should be, and people pay what they should be paying.
Yeah, and being fair and equitable, really.
Correct.
That's what we're striving to get achieve with that document.
That's great. And then we move into the big discussion about the budget. That was a bit of debate there around which way do we go. So there was a bit of feeling from the community, which came through from some of the councillors, but we adopted the budget as per the officer recommendation. Talk us a little bit about that, Trev.
Yeah, it's now a 9-month process, the budget. We started back in September last year, and really finance began the process with meeting with management and bringing a base budget together, looking and considering initiatives. We go out for consultation during November, and then we work through a series of workshops with the councils. I think it might have been 6 or 7 this year. And we really take the councils on a journey in terms of what we've got in the budget and any new initiatives. And then we did a final round of community consultation during May with a concise budget, just to have that final I guess input to any late ideas or any comments on the budget. And obviously last night the budget being adopted.
It was. So talk us a little bit, some of those initiatives, community initiatives. So there's some great things in there. I think there was Lansfield Courthouse, Balloonbrook Water Tank. There was a few others.
Yeah, there's quite a few in there that come through the submission, which you've just mentioned. Macedon Jubilee Hall's another one around stove upgrades. So there's some smaller projects for some groups that have asked, but the bread and butter of our roads and footpaths are in there, and they've been allocated funds also. I think probably a pleasing thing for councillors is the commitment of over 900,000 for new footpaths across the Shire in accordance with our plan there. So that's what the community are telling us we need, and that's what we've got in the budget.
Exactly, Trav, and you have sort of listened there, haven't we? Because we sort of said we wanted a back to basics type budget, which I think we've delivered here. The missing links, footpaths as well, is in there, which is we hear about these gaps in between for footpaths. We'll be seeing those sort of plugged, which is fantastic. That's what the community has said, right?
No, for sure,
for sure.
Great. Some of the bigger items, stage 2 of the site we're on here today. Obviously, that's going to develop the site and make it a bigger and better facility for the community. We've got design and planning work for the skate park up at Kyneton, which we've been successful in attracting grant funding for. So some of those bigger projects are certainly pushing on. Yeah,
capital works program. Yeah, so that's really important. That's what the community are looking for. Some of those infrastructure upgrades. We've got Kyneton Airfield in there as well, as part of another grant from the federal government. So we hear from the community about debt levels of debt with government, federal, state, and us, of course, at local level. So tell us a little bit about our position, council's position, how we're travelling, and in particular debt.
Yeah, councils are able to access debt through, financial institutions like other businesses. We have a policy around debt in terms of our limits that we can borrow, and that's really factored against the amount that needs to be repaid annually against, say, our rate revenue. So our debt levels are quite low. It's something that we manage, quite well here at Macedon, and it also leaves us in a position that if a project does come along where there's a grant tie to it, that we are able to access further debt if we need to. But in terms of our debt ratios and things like that, they're all in a low risk, the low risk category, which we aim for. But we manage it on an annual basis, and there's obviously a loan in this year's budget for $750,000, which is an important intergenerational asset that we're looking to change from gas to electric with a boiler at the Gisborne Aquatic Centre.
So it's really so lots of things happening in the Shire. The budget's been adopted last night. Encourage you all to have a read of it, and really look forward to delivering on what the community really needs and wants. So thank you, Trev, for joining me today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next month.